What are you thankful for? Today, as I talk to you guys, I want you to think about things that you are thankful for. I think being thankful is one of the keys to having a good life. We can get all scientific about it and talk about how our neurons in our brains and everything work. But a key to your health is being thankful. And to be able to think that way, you have to notice how you are thinking. If you're always just doing life and you're just taking one problem after the other, you probably tend not to be such a happy person. That's my guess. Because you're experiencing all this hardship and everything just doesn't seem to be going wrong, and it's maybe having a toll on your body. Things just seem to keep getting worse. And I want to say to you, be thankful. Look for things to be thankful for, because that will actually help your body get better. Our brains, we can kind of train our brains what to think. So if you think about, how can I put it? If you hear a noise, if you hear like the computer, I think of a show called The Office, and Jim does this prank on Dwight, and it's with the computer and I think like a Minto, and every time he would shut the computer down, Jim would shut the computer down, he'd ask Dwight, you want a Minto? And he was like, yeah, So then he started doing this every time he would shut the computer down. So it would make like this little noise or whatever, and then he'd be like, Minto? And after he did it for a long while, he shut down the computer, and Dwight just puts out his hand. And Jim's like, what are you doing? And I think that's a good example of just how we can, I think it's a good example of how things can get into our brain process without even realizing it. Because I think there's things in our life that we run into where it could be, if something happens, I just go and I think this way. So if something, my tire goes flat, my brain just goes to all these other things that are going wrong during my day, and it just and it travels this path, and it just automatically does it. Well, one of the first steps to getting out of that is to be like, okay, I want to be thankful even if anything goes wrong today. And you determine in yourself, and you can ask God, like, help me to do this. And when you have that idea, put that process in your brain, that is the first step to thankfulness. Then as you're going about, you might be having a horrible day, and you might not be thankful at the beginning, but then throughout of it, or even after everything's all said and done, you come home and you're like, just sat on the couch and you're like, ugh. And you're sitting there, and then all of a sudden this thought comes to your mind, and you're like, I was going to be thankful today. And instead of going, dang it, I just can't do it, recognize that, hey, guess what? You just recognized that you were going to be thankful. And even though you missed all that time, you recognized it after, which is leading you to think differently. And pretty soon you'll start recognizing it when you're in the middle of circumstances that you're not being thankful. And then And then before you know it, you'll get to the point where something will happen and that'll pop into your mind, like, be thankful. And you're like, okay, how can I react to this situation and be thankful even though this is something that's terrible that's happened? This is a key. I really believe that this is a key to a good, healthy life, is being thankful. There's a reason why God says, sing praises unto me, and be thankful. When you are thankful, your whole body is I feel like it's filled with light, and that thankfulness is contagious. What I mean by that is people like to be around you because they feel that light coming out of you. And if you're filled with all this junk and just anxiety, and you just have all issues and worries going about all the time, and you're not thankful, probably people don't tend to want to be around you. And you might get some people that feel the same exact way, and they want to and they like being around you, because then both of you can just express how you feel and kind of meditate in that unthankfulness area. And I just want to encourage you guys, like, don't get stuck into that,